so hard to chew. My loved. My loved.
Wow. Look who decided to do a live stream. So I just wanted to do a quick live stream, see how everyone is doing. I'm actually still working right now. And one of the things that I want to do in the future is I want to share with you guys as much as possible what I've been up to lately as far as from a business perspective. Now, there's a lot of things that I cannot discuss with you guys because of the confidential nature of the relationships and partnerships and alliances and things like that that are happening right now. Some of you may have gotten wind that one of the, not the only, but one of the businesses that I'm in now is cryptocurrencies. And it's not from the perspective of, I guess you could call it from a retail perspective. So I'm not out here buying a bunch of crypto and, oh, look how much money I made. As always, this has always been how things have worked for me, is that most of my money comes from the investments that other people make. So I don't actually, I mean, yes, I invest as well, but that's not the big source of revenue for me. The big source of revenue for me is providing financial services. So you have a bunch of people that are trading and doing different transactions, and I'm always in the business of finding or providing services to these individuals. So the revenue comes from activity as opposed to market is up, market is down, right? So I'm not really affected by whether, oh, crypto is up, crypto is down, stocks are up, stocks are down. That doesn't really matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is volume. So as long as people are trading, whatever they're trading, and I'm just speaking very generally, not being very specific, because I've done different things over the years, but the common theme has always been that the revenue for me comes from the activity that these individuals are doing. And I don't generally get involved in retail, so individual investors and traders and things like that, I would generally be on an institutional level, so much larger transactions. I see Christopher Carter is in the house. Ralph Carter is in the house. Good to see you. So this is actually not an actual normal, sensible, exciting video. I'm actually still working, but I figured I could just do a live stream and you guys could come into the chat and we could catch up. If you guys have any questions, you guys want to talk about anything, any interesting topics, you could bring them up. And but mostly this is a live chat, basically, for you guys to chat. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I am still working right now. There's a couple of things I have going on. Basically, again, without getting into too much detail, I have been working with a series of exchanges. One of them, in fact, used to go by a code name. I'm probably saying too much, but they are now sort of coming out of the shadows right now. But definitely a name that is big and getting to be known. And some of the other names are definitely big names in the business, and from different sides. You have the exchanges, and you also have the institutions that I'm dealing with. But right now, the main product that I'm focused on is new, So there's some things that I need to work out. Like right now, there is an issue that I have to figure out where basically we're not getting prices on certain cryptocurrencies right now, and as a result, that's causing a problem with the process. So that needs to be addressed. So I'm just basically taking notes on that. Anyway, Chris Carter actually had a question, and I never got around to answering it. So we might just Christopher Carter, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah, it's been insane, and this is actually a good example of how things have been. I mean, it's getting late in the day, but I'm still working. I have some stuff to finish up. I mean, the gist of it right now is, and I kind of got distracted because I was online and I saw I don't know why I thought about Hayabusa. Something made me think about Hayabusa. And I was like, wait a minute, Hayabusa, there's supposed to be a new bike for 2018. What's the story with the Hayabusa? That was going to be a big story I was going to cover. And then I went and I Googled it to see what the story is. And I see there's a 2018 Hayabusa on the Suzuki website. So I'm like, oh, wow, I missed it. I missed the boat. But I look at it, it looks like a regular bike. I'm like, what happened? It's supposed to be a new look, supercharged, turbocharged, something. And I look at the specs. It's normal specs. Looks like a normal bike. So I'm like, what's going on? So I panic and I start calling all my motorcycle buddies. So I called my cousin, who has been on the channel with his ZX10. I called another buddy who also was on the channel. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And you know how it is, man. You start talking about cars and bikes. That was it, man. Long conversation with one of my buddies about the Hayabusa and bikes, and then we got into cars. Then I called another buddy, same thing. So I killed a lot of time. I probably lost a good hour right there on the phone. So now I still gotta finish up my work. So basically what I'm doing right now is I am putting, and that's why I stopped, because I lost track of what I was doing because of those phone calls. But basically I'm confirming what cryptocurrencies are a problem right now, and then I'm gonna forward that to the operations team to figure out what the story is. It's not a big deal. It's just from what I see, looks like they're just not set up properly. So that's for them to figure out. Not my job. So Christopher Carter, the question that you had, is that something that is okay to share with others? Because I could find the video. You made a video with the question that you had. I could take a look at the video. Would you have a problem with me playing the video in the live stream? Nothing new. Colors plus more Brembo. Haha. Colors plus more Brembo. And I guess since I'm showing off the car in the back, we can talk about that in a second. I don't know how this is getting my job done by me talking about cars, but it's all good. But we'll talk about that car, the Rimac, new Rimac, all electric hypercar. Just as crazy as a Tesla's new Roadster. Everybody's more focused on smaller bikes, and thanks to Kawasaki, others might be supercharged as well. So you don't think they're going to be messing around with these big bikes right now, these hyper sports. Well, we'll see, man. I guess before we get into that, I'll just give you guys a quick update. So obviously, the focus was, for me, primarily with basically my career and business. You know, obviously, I think we all do. Most of your focus has to go to what pays the bills, right? So that's what I've been focused on. It's been a very exciting journey. A A lot of exciting things happening, exponential growth. I mean, it's just literally headcount has doubled, probably tripled in the last 6 months. There's so many new people now that I'm probably a good 15 to 20 people behind, meaning there's probably 15 people I don't even know what their names are yet because I'm just so busy with all the different clients that I'm working with that I just haven't had time to introduce myself and familiarize myself with other members of the team. But that's good because, you know, it's an awesome thing. But one of the things I wanted to share with you guys, I'm going to be doing some videos to sort of bring you along this journey. I want to let you experience what it's like in terms of, you know, being at that point where I think, we were at, and I can't tell you when, of course, but we were probably at a little bit more than a brand new Lamborghini Aventador per month. And I don't mean literally the car. I'm talking about revenue. And now the last report I had, we're definitely beyond a Bugatti per month. So that's a tremendous increase in revenue. And it's one thing to bring in money, but you got to also consider your costs. But we are definitely in the positive, and there's been a lot of really exciting things that have been done. A major acquisition, and I want to share a lot of this stuff with you. But I will do probably a series where I will sort of give you updates on where things are. I just have to be very careful about, you know, what I say. I definitely can't mention any names. You know, there are strategic alliances and things like that. And just for some of you that don't understand how this works, let's say I have an allegiance with Ford, right? Ford and I are working together on something. And I also have an alliance with Honda, right? Now, these are two, let's say, rival brands. I don't necessarily want Ford to know that I'm working with Honda or Honda to know I'm working with Ford. There's certain things that could be sort of a conflict of interest and things like that. So, you know, that's why a lot of information is very sensitive. Also, clients don't want, you know, they're very sensitive to their privacy. They don't want any information about them and who they have allegiances with and anything like that to come out at all. So that's another issue. And then there's even special projects that not everyone is able to know about. So when I say everyone, I mean even internally. So let's say you and I, we're both part of the same enterprise, but I'm working on a project that you don't know anything about because in order to protect the privacy of some new product, we limit information in terms of who needs to know it. So in short, need to know. You know, same enterprise, but you're not involved in my project, so you don't need to know about my project. And by me keeping you out of the loop, that it allows us to keep a better hold on protecting that information, because the more people that know about something, the more likely you have leaks and where things get out. C. Kim, I know nothing. C. Kim, what happened to the Hayabusa, man? What happened to the Hayabusa? I thought it was going to be 2018 they were going to come with this new Hayabusa. Anyway, so let's talk about Carlisle's picks and your fast life. I am currently in the process of planning a lot of exciting things down the line. I've been thinking in generally speaking previously, but now I'm getting more specific in terms of things I want to do. So number one, I want to do a barbecue this summer, And as I mentioned before, I'm going to be spending a lot of my time. Most of my summer is probably going to be on the East Coast this year. I'm not going to be here permanently for sure. I'm definitely always moving back and forth. So, but I think most of my content is probably going to be filmed on the East Coast. At least that's the plan right now. So I want to do a big barbecue, and I'm going to do that probably in New York. And also, I'm going to be doing a lot of traveling again. So I want to visit some of you guys. C. Kim, Christopher Carter. We already talked about doing some stuff. So, and there's some interviews I want to do with some of you guys as well. Unfortunately, we have one of our writers that actually had a major incident. Unfortunately, where it's actually one of the Ninja H2 writers who went down and has been in recovery for some time now. And we have another writer in California who also went down as well. So they're going to be eventually sharing their stories. So I want to talk about that. But I'm going to be doing the barbecue. Also, I'm going to be reviving the training series, and I think I'm going to put all my focus and energy into getting the training series done, all the way from beginning to advanced. I know I've been trying to get that done for a while now, but it's just so much content. I'm just so busy. But I think I'm going to focus on that and let that be the thing. You guys seem to like the training videos, a lot of great feedback. So I want to sit down and get that done, knock it out, and also do a lot of traveling, man. And I don't want to say too much, because part of what's going to happen is it's going to be, you never know what's next. You never know where I'm going to go next. I want to keep a little bit of intrigue. So, but bottom line is I'm very excited about this summer, and I'm not giving up on my main channel, but which is this channel. But most of my focus is going to be on your Fast Life Motorcycle channel. That's the channel that's doing the best. So I'm going to put all my energy into your Fast Life Motorcycle channel, get that going. Once that is back up again, then I will start to revive this channel using momentum from that channel. But right now, YouTube has just gotten me too screwed up right now to where this channel, I mean, look, I got 32,000 subscribers, and I got 6 people watching on a live stream. I mean, we used to do live streams, and there was so many of you guys on here. And I remember I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. I could do a live stream and we could get a good conversation going. But now it's like hardly anyone gets notifications. YouTube basically, destroyed my channel. I post a video. Hardly anyone even knows I posted a video. And of course, there's also the element of people that, I mean, if you're not posting content, people forget about you. But that's not the only issue. I mean, I have 32,000 subscribers, so I guarantee you it's not, the major thing is not, oh, people have forgotten about me. The major thing is people don't even know I post videos anymore. Because YouTube over the years has just been, just totally been strangling my channel. But anyway, I got some plans for that. Gnarmar, I don't know how to pronounce that. Yeah, they deleted. Hey, C. Kim, they deleted your Fast Life Car channel. They deleted your Fast Life Car channel for nothing. You guys saw the channel. It was completely advertiser friendly. I was doing car reviews, and my style. I'm not cursing or talking about inappropriate things, or I'm totally doing what you're supposed to be doing. Good, clean content, which is advertiser friendly. And they deleted it. It said something about spam. How am I spamming? What was I spamming? I mean, my best guess is they're talking about I would post links to my website. I mean, really? So I am Carlisle's Picks. I started your Fast Life Car channel to talk about cars, and I send people to my website, which has articles about the cars and my other content. How is that spam? I wasn't even selling anything. I mean, It's just that's one of the reasons why it's been so hard to get back into doing videos, because YouTube is such a mess. It's just wow to invest time in this platform. That's just wow. All right. Hey, I'm a college student who's been in business since I was 16. Hey, did you get a small loan of $1 million, or did you start your business in a garage selling lemonade? Narmar V2, did you start your business selling lemonade in your garage? I'm just wondering. I'm not trying to imply anything. I'm just curious. Anyway, so he says absolutely not. Anyway, moving on. I'm a college student who's been in business at 62 companies. I've been in the process of looking at challengers, nothing special, just SXTs for close to a year now. I finally have down payment money. I'm considering on purchasing through the company. You want to get a Challenger SXT. So let's take a look. I know I'm supposed to be working, but I haven't posted a video in so long, so I was actually just going to be working, and then I would keep checking on the chat to see what you guys were talking about, but it's all good. So $27,000. Okay, here's the first thing. I sold $18,000 worth of candy senior year, sophomore. Okay. First comment number 1. And Christopher Carter didn't let me know if I can play that video with your question. Okay, you did. You did. Okay, I think you sent it to me in Instagram, I think. Oh, you know what? I'm such an idiot. I mean, you guys know that already. Let's get some moderators in here. C Kim for sure. Chris Carter for sure. Chris Carter, I appreciate your support, man. I don't even see Rico Suave. I spoke to Rico Suave not too long ago. Rico Suave's been busy. Why can't I make you a moderator? What's up with that? Okay, there we go. I'm just being silly. Okay, they're going nuts. I sold sophomore year. You sold $18,000 worth of candy on your senior year. Did you do that? Did you do that in your garage though? Okay. So first things first. It's a $27,000 car. How old did you say you are? You said you are. You said college student, so that means you're like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Since you're 16, I'm gonna guess you're like low 20s. Okay, so first of all, so you're 21. So first of all, there's so much controversy when you talk about cars and bikes, man. I mean, there's certain best practices and what's advisable and then there's also you making a decision for yourself, what works for you. And I guess that I can mainly speak for myself, but what I'm about to say definitely applies to everyone in general from a fundamental standpoint. When you're young, you should not be looking at purchasing any high performance vehicles. I know it's hard to say no. I know what it's like to be young, and you really you want what you want. You're finally an adult now. You know your parents aren't got you on lockdown or whatever it is, so you feel like you can just do whatever you want. And maybe you've been constrained, and now it's like you have money, you have the freedom. Now you just want to do your thing. And I would honestly say, generally speaking, the people who come out on top, the people who end up being the winners, the people who dominate, the people who succeed, are the ones who have the patience and maturity to wait. The ones who end up bankrupt and not doing that well are the ones who can't wait. Oh, I gotta have this nice car, I gotta have this nice bike. And they go from one bad decision to the next. Next thing you know, financial conditions change, and they end up with this note on this car, which used to be not a big deal, but now it's a big deal. And then they have other things going on, maybe a big apartment or whatever it is, and all these expenses, the money has changed, and it's just sucking you dry, you know. When you're young, the biggest thing you should be focusing on is building up your credit, building up your wealth, right? You want to be saving. You also want to be leading towards, if you're going to be investing, now is the time to start investing, because when you get older, you want to be a little bit more reserved. So when you're young, that's the time to sort of take some risks here and there within moderation. Now, investing in a high-performance vehicle is not the kind of risk I'm talking about. I'm talking about risking where there is a return on your investment. I mean, in terms of, if you got good money, build up a decent portfolio, a diversified portfolio that's not just all tech or all car, automotive or whatever it is. Find a few different unrelated sectors to invest in, whether you do stocks, options, bonds, whatever it is, and start building up a portfolio. Start financial planning. Get a financial planner if you can. Start planning on, all the money I get, do your budget. A certain amount of money goes into investments. A certain amount of money goes into savings, and this is my spending money, and this is my whatever money. But generally speaking, buying a high performance vehicle at 21, 22, 23, 24, even potentially 25 is I would say for most people probably a very bad idea, even if you're making a lot of money and it's not a big deal, because you're too young. You don't have a good at 21, you're not going to have enough money saved up to where if things don't go your way, that's not a big deal. You have a lot of money in the bank, and you can move on to something else. Like, you just don't have the experience and background and the security to be able to go and take that kind of risk. So that's number one. I know that's probably not what you want to hear. Number two is buying a new car, even for somebody older, is generally something I do not recommend. Cars are not an investment, generally speaking. There's some exceptions. Whenever you buy a car, it's a depreciating asset. And that's kind of an oxymoron, I guess, calling it an asset and talking about it depreciating at the same time. I mean, I guess it's an asset that depreciates, right? Let's say I buy a 2-year-old car right now. It's got a value. I've spent $25,000 on it, right? 2 years ago, I spent $25,000 on it. It's still worth about 20 or 19 or whatever it is. Because it's worth 19, it's an asset, but it's a depreciating asset. So meaning over time, it's losing value as opposed to accruing value. Now, that's one of the reasons why you invest in terms of, again, options, bonds, whatever it is, because the idea is for those assets to grow, real estate as well as something else. But a car is something where, the value is going down and there's risks associated with it, because if the car breaks down or you have an accident, or there's just so much risk associated with cars. And I know this sounds very boring and, again, not what a young person wants to hear. Like, it's like old fart, Debbie Downer, but, this is what comes with age and maturity. There's a reason why older folk can be, you may look at it as negative, but it's not negative. It's just the wisdom from understanding, what's at the end of the road in terms of you go down a certain path. When you're older, you have a much clearer picture of, okay, so this is great for now, but what's next? So, for example, sugar, right? You can drink soda and all that sugar can get you hyped up and everything, and the caffeine, and you can be like, oh, I'm buzzing. But, from experience, that buzz doesn't last very long, and you're probably going to crash, and you're going to be super tired, and the sugar is not good for you, cavities, and all that stuff, But when you're younger, it's kind of like in that scenario where you only see the energy you're going to get from the Coke and the caffeine, but you don't see the crash. You don't see what's coming next. So I see the fun of being 21 and wanting to have a nice car, and it's so exciting and everything. And I'm making some good money now, but I see beyond that. I see the crash. The crash is you lose your job. The crash is your business fails. The crash is you have a medical issue, right? So in order for you to be in a position to take those kinds of risks, you need to have a solid foundation to protect yourself. So, a good amount of like a sizable sort of emergency fund. I mean, if you're sitting on, a couple years of income, even a year of income, meaning you could not work for a year and you'd be all right. When you are at that level, then you can consider to be making those kinds of risky investments, like investing in a depreciating asset like a car. But if you only have a few months of living expenses in the bank, even 6 months, especially at a young age, then I say you're better off looking at an older car. Talk is cheap. What did I do? I'm doing what some people do, which is bad, where they talk on and on. They don't look at the chat, and people are saying stuff. I'm gonna look at the chat in a second. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. But what did I do when I was younger? So when I was younger, when I was probably 25 or something, I had Mercedes-Benz money, and that's what my colleagues were driving, Mercedes-Benz and BMWs and things like that. Hey, purple jellyfish, I love flutes. Okay, anyway, so my friends are buying BMWs and Mercedes-Benzes. So what did I buy? I bought me a Toyota. Paid off the loan in a year or two. It was great on gas. It was actually a Celica, so I actually got a lot of compliments on it, believe it or not. That car was like $9,000. Paid it off in a couple years. So then I wasn't spending hardly any money on gas. The insurance was dirt cheap. I didn't have any car note. So therefore, I was automatically making more money than all of my colleagues, pretty much. Because whatever money they were making, a bulk of that was going to pay for their cars. Whereas I didn't have those kinds of expenses. right? I love that car. I enjoyed the car. I love the look of it, the driving of it. I mean, didn't have a ton of power, but you know, it got the job done, and I enjoyed it. And while I was driving that car, I was saving money and building up my, wealth, and setting myself up for the future. When the time was right, obviously I started getting much nicer cars, but I didn't jump the gun like, oh, I got the money, so I'm gonna go and get the car. No, when I had Mercedes-Benz money, I drove a Toyota, right? And then when I had Lamborghini money, that's when I bought the BMW Mercedes-Benz type car, and so on and so forth. So the way that I do things is that will go on forever with me. When I have Bugatti Veyron money, that's when I get the Aventador. All right. When I have the man, I've been out of the game for so long. What is the name of that car? The Lamborghini. Wow. Oh man, what was it called? The That's insane. That's how long I have been just so out of the game. Whatever that car is, that's like $4 million. They only made 4 of them. When I have that kind of money, that's when I buy the Bugatti Veyron. Always live well beyond your means. When you hear me say I'm gonna pay for a G5 in cash. If I'm going to pay for a G5 in cash, then you know that I actually can afford, let me see, I'm not really into jumbo jets, but I can afford one of those private jumbo jets, whatever, a 737 or whatever. But I think you get the point. So, if I wanted to get something really nice and I was young right now, I would be looking at a 370Z. I'd be looking at the BRZ, or I'll be looking at something that's 5 years old, 6 years old. I mean, there's tons of awesome cars that are 10 years old, but I'll be looking at a 5-year-old, 6-year-old car. If not, so on the lowest point, like I said, 370Z, something like that. Even a 350Z in good condition. 350Z, 370Z. If I want something newer, then it's a 5-year-old car, a 6-year-old car. That's what I would be getting now if I really, really had to have a nice car and I'm 22 years old, 21 years old. That's what I'm looking to get. But one thing I'm not doing is I am not taking that loss when you buy a brand new car and you drive it off the lot and you take that huge loss. Now, there's certain high-performance cars that I wouldn't necessarily want to buy secondhand because of how expensive they are, and in terms of like if something breaks, the cost associated, there's a lot of risks associated with that. So certain high-risk, high-value cars I wouldn't want to buy secondhand. Like, I don't know if I'd want to buy... I mean, it really depends, man. But buying something like an Aventador used, I don't know about that. But, and actually, frankly, even BMWs, man. I mean, a 5-year-old BMW, I don't know if I'd want to buy that, man. I mean, BMWs already can be very sensitive cars. People have reliability issues and things like that. So the idea of me buying a used one that's like 6 years old, and the guy who had it has put in some cheap parts in there, and who knows what I'm getting, and then it breaks down on me, and it's like a $10,000, $15,000 bill, So certain cars I wouldn't really want to get used, or at least nothing more than a couple of years. Like, that's the sweet spot. If I want a super new car, like, again, generally speaking, I'm not going to buy a new car. I'm just not taking that loss. It's already a depreciating asset. I don't want to take a huge dip right off the lot. So I let the first owner take that dip, right? The first guy who couldn't wait, and he didn't have the patience to wait a little bit. I had to be the first one to get it, right? So I will let that person take that big hit for me financially, and then I'll buy it from them at a deep discount a couple years later. So that's the generally speaking, So let's go down the list with a very small fraction of high performance, high risk cars. I would only want to buy new. That's a very small amount of cars. Then you have a decent amount that if I really, really want the latest and the newest, then 2 years is that magic spot for me. A 2-year depreciation I can deal with. That's my new car. And if I am much younger and really trying to save money, but I still want something kind of new, I think 5 years, 6 years is kind of a sweet spot. Beyond that, 10 years and greater, then you need to be picky about mileage and which models and things like that. I certainly wouldn't want to buy a 10-year-old BMW, but there might be exceptions. There might be certain BMWs that are actually really well made in terms of reliability, and you get one that's a single owner, and the last owner really, really loved his car, and he did all the maintenance and all top quality mechanics and all that kind of stuff. But that's kind of something that would be a good find. So that's my recommendation. Now, I'm sorry, I totally was blabbing on, and hopefully what I've said so far is helpful to you. I'm gonna now read the comments, which there are a lot of comments. I gotta catch up. Some of you guys know from my motorcycle videos I got allergies. Some people say I smoke crack, or do you even smoke crack? I don't even know. But I don't. I just have allergies, so my nose is always running. So I gotta run. But I will be right back. I just gotta blow my nose. All right, let me catch up. Let's pop out the chat and see what is happening. Let's do some quick shout outs. Tim Van Tran, what's up? Tushar Sharma, what's up? Purple Jellyfish Club, what's up? To the other people that are watching the live stream, go ahead and click on that like button. This channel needs all the love it can get. 32,000 subscribers and only 8 people watching. For that alone, give me some sympathy clicks. Let's get some sympathy likes, right? I mean, come on, this is pitiful. 32,000 subscribers, I got 8 people watching. So for that alone, every single one of you, click on that like button and say hello. So let's see. Yeah, what's your people strikes too? Obviously not. 2017 around 16. Is the process easier? All jokes aside. Gnarmar V2. First of all, you seem to be a new face around here. When and how did you discover this channel? We know C. Kim is a veteran. Christopher Carter practically had to smuggle. Fleet sales manager get paid by volume. Sales commission. Salesman commission, I agree. I just learned that and I'm 33. Saving like crazy, building credit. You know what, Christopher Carter? Better late than never. Some people spend their entire lives in debt. They never figure it out. They just keep spending and spending and spending. And it's like an addiction, you know? I can put it on my credit card. You know, I could squeeze that. Look at my paycheck. I got enough money to pay that car note. Right? And you just always just check to check. You're one emergency away from being in some serious trouble. You know, but you're just like, I could do this, man. It fits. And we're back. Oh, see why I love YouTube? This is why I love YouTube, man. This is why I've been so motivated to make videos lately. Live stream cutting out. People not getting notifications on my videos. Oh, yeah. Love it, love it, love it. Want more of it. Trucks real-time investment. No, I absolutely understand. I bought natural gas at 22 a share and reinvested dividends back in. It's about $68 a share. Wow, nice, Kim. Kim is gonna get me at 2019. Hiya, boosa. That's good. NARMRV 22. Man, you're on your way, man. You already started investing. Created an account a few weeks ago. Nice. I'm gonna give you guys a tip. I really apologize. I'm gonna talk briefly about cryptocurrency. So, cryptocurrency is both a lot of hype and overrated and scams and schemes, and of course Tai Lopez has got himself involved, and also a great opportunity to sort of get massive amounts of return on your investment in a short amount of time. Now, when it comes to investment, the more risk, the more reward. So there's a lot of potential rewards with cryptocurrency, but like with any typical investment, whenever the rewards are high, so is the risk. So it's definitely more of a young man's game. I wouldn't want to be someone my age or older and putting too much money into crypto. That would be a very, very bad idea. It's just way too volatile for that. But a younger person who can, you're just starting out, you have your whole life ahead of you, you can afford to take those risks. I mean, depending on your situation, I'm not saying go put all your money into it and then destroy yourself, but I mean, when you're young and it's not like you already have a house, you're gonna lose your house now, you're gonna lose your car, and now you ate into your retirement, so you completely clean yourself out on cryptocurrencies, and then 10 years later you're retired and you have nothing in the bank, so now you gotta bag groceries at 60 years old, right? So that's the risk for someone who's older. Now, if you invest a lot of money as a young person in crypto and it doesn't work out for you, you're at a prime age where you can earn good money if you have a good career, right? So you can recover, you can rebuild, and again, you don't have the assets to put at risk. It's not like you're going to lose your house. If you're just renting an apartment, and you put a lot of money into crypto and it goes south, if you're paying your apartment with your job, guess what happens when you lose all your money to crypto? You continue paying your rent with your job, right? It's just it's just you built up some good momentum, and it's like, oh, I have all this money in my bank account, and then all that money is gone. But again, you have your whole life ahead of you to start over and build. So, investing, there's risks involved in investing. If you don't want to take any risk, then don't invest. And then by not investing, you don't get the rewards of investing. It's just like a lot of things in life. Look at even dating, right? Dating is risky. You go date someone and it turns out to be a crazy person. But if you don't date anyone, then you're definitely not going to find a great person, right? You got to date. You got to be in it to win it. So, with investing, the same thing. You got to be in it to win it. If you don't invest, you don't want the risk, then you don't get the rewards, and that's the end of it. But it's a different mindset when you're younger versus older. So I would definitely say crypto is definitely something to look into. But again, just remember, there's two sides to it. There's the scam and schemes and people that are all over this hype, and I'm gonna go and create some kind of scheme where, look, I have this method of how you can make all, the typical Tai Lopez. Like, this is a calling card, or it's like a beacon for all the scammers to like come out with some kind of a crypto something to try and rip you off, right? So you definitely gotta be very sensitive to that. But then the other side of it is, it is something that has a very good potential to make a lot of money very quickly, if you're smart about it. But you just have to filter through the noise. So with that being said, and again, I apologize because being in the business, I'm sure a lot of you guys, because we used to do the business series and stuff. A lot of you guys have business interests and things like that. So me being on the inside of this major thing that's happening, which is it's interesting because, again, a lot of the hype is on a retail standpoint. It's like random people that are like, oh, this crypto thing, I want to get some crypto. Your barber is telling you about it, and random people are telling you about it. But I'm at an exchange level, right? I'm at an institutional level. I mean, the numbers that I am dealing with in the world that I am in is in the millions, like millions of dollars, is the world that I am in. So it's a little bit different than, people, I put $2,000 in Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different world. I guess what I'm trying to illustrate is, I think in a retail world where you have, again, I put $2,000 or whatever, it's random people. There's a lot of hype and like, what's this Bitcoin thing? And my friend's doing it. Everybody, it's a lot of frantic, whatever. In the world that I am, from my perspective, yes, there is excitement. There's lots of money being made, lots of opportunities being presented, but it's just not this crazy hype and my cousin this said that and whatever. It's just it's a new business opportunity, and institutions are getting involved, and they're setting up things in place where they can invest in this new thing, and there's new ways of investing that are being formed, and business conversations that are being had. Basically we're building a whole new system, a whole new world, or a whole new a whole new space within the financial world, which is happening. But anyway, I say that to say, knowing what I know, I should have at least shared with you guys something, some kind of tips or anything. You guys are my subscribers. You've supported me throughout the years. Those of you that even know I exist, thanks to YouTube. But anyway, so the least I could do is offer you some kind of feedback, and I have here and there. But one particular thing I want to mention to you that is around the corner, that looks to be very promising, and I don't want to say too much, so let's just say that one of the things that I recommend, I gotta, like I said, I gotta be very sensitive to what I'm saying, but if you're looking to invest in and it's not Bitcoin, right? You have currencies, like you have the foreign exchange, where you have, US dollars versus, francs or whatever other currency, and then you have this new type of currency called digital currency, right? But it's still just a currency. So it's currency trading, more specifically cryptocurrency. And Bitcoin is just one of the most popular ones. There's Ethereum, there's many others. But if you're looking to invest in cryptocurrencies, then I would recommend, I've heard a lot of good things, and I'm going to be opening an account myself. But look for a company called Robinhood, Robinhood.com. I'm not going to say anything more. Basically, go to Robinhood. I think is it Robinhood.com? Go to Robinhood.com. Go to their website. Yeah, go to Robinhood.com. Introducing Robinhood Crypto 24/7, investing now for the rest of us. So it says Robinhood lets you learn to invest in the stock market for We just disconnected again. Anyway, so look at Robinhood.com and check them out. Other than that, I mentioned about age considerations. I don't like to give any kind of stock tips. Typically, the guys who are giving you stock tips are the scammers. Who have ulterior motives. For people that have integrity, we are concerned about things about giving you a stock tip and it doesn't work out for you. The reality is none of us can predict the future. I don't care how good you are, what your experience is. You never know what can happen. I mean, we could go to war tomorrow, and that could have a major effect on the stock market, right? I would have no way of being able to predict that. However, that being said, and I'm not able to tell you too much about why I feel this way. But if you're looking to jump in on the cryptocurrency market, I would say there's a window that's coming up. It's not quite here yet, but in the next few months is what I'm looking out for. But the general idea is that I am looking for the prices to go down to a certain point at which I will make my move, which is to take a position in likely Ethereum, maybe some Bitcoin. Not really sure yet, but I'm currently looking for a window because, again, like I said, I have not really been investing a lot myself. Everyone's been all hyped up about this crypto stuff. Meanwhile, I've been in the business and kind of disconnected from the hype. It's kind of like when I was in the entertainment business. Some of you know that. That's very rare. I don't really talk about that much, but I used to be in the entertainment business. And, I remember this elevator guy in a building we used to work in, and he would always ask us about stuff he saw on the news, like TMZ. He was like, what's the story with Puff Daddy or something like that? Puff Daddy, right? It's back in the day. And it was weird. I'm just like, you think because we're in the business, like we know everybody, like we're all friends, that's just not how it works. It's the same thing with this kind of stuff. It's like it's two totally different worlds. The hype that you see on the street and random people and stuff like that, crypto, YouTube, whatever it is, completely different from the world of the actual exchanges, institutions, and things like that. But I am rambling. It's late and I need to get back to work. I'm just extending my work day longer by doing this live stream so long. But anyway, let's see if we can go through these comments. So look at Robinhood. I have a slow wagon R. Tushar has a slow wagon R. Tasim has a great deal for me. I ask, we give you money for you to book us flight to America. We can bring you gold from Taiwan. We give the money and gold when we get to America. Buy a Toyota, they run forever. What do you even request? I've been watching you for 3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years? Why don't I... Did you change your name or something? How did you... And I'm so behind, right? I see you got a playlist here. Oh, is that the guy? Wow. Oh, shoot, this guy. How old is he now? He changed his name. Matt Marin Motoring. What is he up to? 329. I don't think he's really aged that much. He looks like... Man, it's been so many years now. I figured he would be like so grown now. He looks... Well, this is 2017. Yes, last year. He looks this... He doesn't look that much different. Well, he's getting his views all right. 86K, 290K. Respect to you, man. I don't want your paycheck, but it's respectable. I mean, he's actually, with these kind of numbers, he's Subaru WRX fan. With these numbers, he's at least able to live comfortably if he's not spending too much. Wow. And I got on looking at his video because of Gnarmarv. It's in your favorites. I see a lot of car videos. Gamer videos, looks like. Where's all the investment videos? Where's all the business videos? Anyway, let's see. We'll cut off. Damn, yeah, this live stream, man, sucks. I'd never invest in crypto. Yeah, crypto is risky stuff, man. It's definitely risky stuff. But with investments, you never, like the stock market, and never invest more than you're willing to lose. That's always been the case. So is crypto really that much different? Right? If you invest $1,000 in equities, you need to be willing to lose all of it. If you do things like short selling, you could lose more than all of it, right? But bottom line is, with equities, you know, Apple, Google, right? You need to be willing to lose all that you invest. With crypto, we're the same thing. So what's the difference between investing in $1,000 in crypto versus $1,000 in some equity? Obviously, the probability of you losing that money is much higher in crypto because it's much more volatile. However, with equities, that risk existed as well. And the bottom line is, the money that you invest into equities, again, you have to be willing to risk all of it. So it's not like you're risking more with crypto, right? It's the same $1,000 being put on the line. You were comfortable losing all of it with equities, then why are you not comfortable losing all of it with crypto? Same thing. It's just a matter of probability. And to me, if you're really worried about crypto, then to me, you're investing more than you should, right? Because, again, if you're okay with losing all of the money, then why are you so worried about crypto? Right? The thing to worry about crypto is investing too much, because it's a higher risk. So if you invest too much, then your losses can hurt you. If losses can hurt you, then you're spending too much. When I invest, my losses cannot hurt me. I could have my entire portfolio liquidated, and it's not gonna hurt me. Let's see. Penny stocks is also risky business, my friend. Tim Sykes. Oh man, Tim Sykes. Gotta love it. Marijuana companies are making a killing. Warframe. I look down at my phone. There's a Tim Sykes playlist. Haha. All right, now I gotta actually get back to work. So I guess the last thing that I'll mention as far as an update is I am going to be in the market for some new toys. I am not sure what I want to get right now, but I'm probably going to. I think I had a plan of starting with. Like, I'm going to buy a bunch of content vehicles. And I was thinking of starting with something small, like buy something that, like, for example, we're talking about what's a nice car to buy when you're young. Buy a really cool car that I would buy if I was like 21 years old. Right? Propose a bunch of cars, get some feedback from you guys, and then pick something up. And then I could sort of do my review of, what it's like owning that car and things like that. And then, we move on to something else. Maybe another sort of college kid car, if you want to call it that. Or upgrade. Do an accelerated view, perhaps, of car life. When you're young, you buy the 350Z. Right? You buy the Honda. Then you hit 26. Your money's up a little bit. You got some money in the bank. You sell that and get, something a little bit nicer. But we could do 10 years worth of cars in a year. Right? And I think I want to work on some principle like that where I could do that. So I'll pick something up, go through the process of picking it up. So shopping around, test drives, the process of deciding what I want to pick, negotiating on the price, purchase, setting it up, and then do some reviews and things like that, and then switch to another vehicle and things like that. And I could do that with bikes and with cars. So that's just one of the ideas I had. Initially, right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start that whole process by getting a nice beginner bike. So, because actually I haven't been riding in a while, so I figured, I'm going to be going back to school myself. I don't mean an actual school. I'm going to go into hardcore training to get my skills back up where they should be. So I want to get something small, lightweight, and a little bit sort of worn, shall we say, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to drop it. And if I don't drop it, I'm probably not pushing hard enough. I'm going to just scrape the hell out of those pegs. I'm going to lean that bike all the way over. I'm just going to go crazy on that thing and push it to its limits. And in the process, I'm going to be doing some educational videos, finally finishing that series I was supposed to do a long time ago. And then at a certain point, we're going to flip it and get something a little bit more powerful and do the same thing. We'll keep moving up and moving up and moving up, and maybe we'll end at something like an H2, H2R, or an MV Agusta or something nice. But we're going to go through the process. So an accelerated sort of bike life, accelerated car life and bike life, where within a year we're going to go from beginner, real cheap, small, lightweight, and then end up somewhere nice. And one of the things I really wanted to do, I haven't done, but I've been thinking about for some years now, is I was thinking about building a car. There are these project cars that you can get, and the engineering side of me finds that appealing. It's a little bit intimidating as well, because to be on the road with something that you built, I'm pretty sure there's a process to the way you do it to where it's safe. Like maybe critical systems like the brakes, the critical parts of it come assembled already. So whatever I'll be working on would be sort of a secondary thing. So maybe I just put on the discs, you know what I mean? But I don't deal with the whatever else that I could screw up and kill myself. But that's another idea I'm floating around. So I could build like a Cobra or something like that. I don't know. But definitely this summer is going to be insane, and I'm really excited about it. And I would really like for you guys to join me on this journey. And before we end this live stream, let's actually get to Chris Carter's question, which he asked me a while ago and I didn't answer. So just dive in and hope for the best. With the money you probably make at 21, maybe a Hellcat, Porsche or Mustang, like obsessed girl. Oh, shots fired. Brap. I actually started doing like a garage video and talking about my favorite cars and stuff like that, but I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, let's get to obsessed garage. let's I think Chris Carter, I think you sent me in Instagram, right? Oh, to build Porsche or Mustang. He said go Fred Flintstone. Alright, now where is this video? Am I gonna be able to find Team Salomon? I gotta reconnect with these guys. It's been too long, man. They're out there doing their thing, man. I'm just, where the hell is yo, Chris Carter, how am I supposed to find your video, man? I think you sent me an Instagram, but I don't remember. I know it is an Instagram. You sent me a direct message on Instagram, but it was a link to a video. Here we go. Oh, I didn't get the F4. Chris Carter, I didn't get the F4. So you see how busy I've been, man? I'm just now seeing your message. You asked me if I got the F4. I didn't get the F4. I'm definitely looking very closely at that. Try to get the Finance TX model. Okay, so let's... Okay, here we go. Oh, you removed it! Chris Carter, you removed the video! Why'd you remove it? It was private. I was gonna answer your question, man. You removed the video. It says removed by user. Look at that, man. Oh, you sent me something on Facebook? Man, I hate Facebook, man. My distaste for Facebook started a long time ago, and it just got worse. Just got worse. Facebook. Oh. Oh. I don't even post on Facebook hardly. What is this video? You got a video on your page. What is this? He got his first bike, 40cc of happiness. Did you send me a direct message or something? Any thoughts on it? I see you asking me about it. But you sent me a video. The video is removed, man. Chris Carter, you removed the video. It's gone. You removed it. Look, guy. There it is. You removed it. Ah, YouTube just truncated the video. It's stupid. Look. I don't think it's sending you the full link. Yeah, there it is. It's removed. You deleted the video. I've thought about tossing 1400 at them and watch them like a hawk. Okay, I mean, I did see the video. It was a while ago, and I wanted to watch it now. I mean, basically, you want to invest in Campagna. How do you pronounce it? Campania? I don't know. How do you pronounce that? Let me see. Campagna. So first of all, I have not been paying attention, so I don't even know what. So are you saying that they're a public company now? I mean, what are you trying to invest in? What are you trying to? What time is it? I gotta get going really soon. Let's get this out of the way, and then I gotta get going. I gotta finish up my work and get to sleep. I really pushed it.
We just wanted to live. They told us to counting up something. Seems the only way you can live. Yeah. Swear to God, we just wanted to live. They told us to counting up something. Seems the only way you can live. In love with a mattress that was somewhat out of place. Where due to old habits it could double as a chase. Talking major key, let it cut you out of case. Or try and run the city till it run you out of state. Told us all of this is straight, and it's worth what you wait on. Staring at the exit like, yo, I ain't trying to stay long. Kitchen table decorator, situate a plate on. Jesus heavy is the head the crown lay on. But all of this is straight. Running out of state is what you play for. And stay for to turn to what you leave for. Get your 16 on, like talking mic check, throw the beat on. Or talking about a key. But all of this is straight. Running out of state is what you play for. Andre features as quick as you could be on, you'll be gone. Waiting on a detour, couple U-turns the way you belong. At best you could get your sight see on. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Bet you I could plug them till a wallet dropping babies. Just need a couple dollars, baby. Told if I could get them, all of them will save me. Saved in the drop top BM, right side DM. All praise due up, tell them when I see him. Started with a couple dollars, baby. Was told if I could get them, all of them save me. So a couple dollars. And it sounds beautiful like the truth. Like she bad, but even more beautiful in the coupe. And seeing that was seeing all that I would need to pursue. The E-class that was used to corner me off the stoop was as clean as the book that your hand on. When you prayed that we stayed away from them anthems. Fuckers left for us except for us to go stand on a box with a rope and a bottle of spade. Carpe diem, make it pop for the day. I threw money to the jeweler, sneaker box full of change. Know me, I'm no better, I'm about it the same. Cause on a box with a rope is how we got in this frame. Now flick it up one time for 'em, one time for 'em. Know it's lit if they in here with the 9 on them. One time for 'em, one time for 'em. And the parades lining up along the side for 'em.
All right, so what's this? You could own part of the company. I guess that's it right there, right? View the offering. Oh, so they're looking at going public. So the minimum investment is $700. 100 shares. $7. Um, I mean, my initial instinct is connecting investing with motorcycles right now initially does not leave a good taste in my mouth. I mean, I don't think the motorcycle industry is in its best position right now. I mean, companies like Kawasaki have been doing a great job at trying to revive things. I mean, H2 and H2R and all that good stuff. But generally speaking, I feel like the motorcycle industry is not really doing all that well. The demand does not seem as high as it used to be. I keep hearing a repeating theme that people are not really riding like they used to. Everyone's saying the same thing. Oh, nobody really rides like they used to. My boy's not riding anymore. And this is a form of motorcycle. So it's part of that industry. Now, just because the motorcycles in general may not be doing good doesn't mean that this company is not doing good or won't do good. Maybe this type of motorcycle is actually seeing a surge in demand, or maybe around the corner, this is where things are headed. But, you know, that would have to be the case. Otherwise, I wouldn't be interested. So, I mean, do you know something that I don't know? Like, what makes you think that it's a good idea to invest in this company? Where is the opportunity? Where's the demand? Where is the, you know, everyone's getting trikes now, right? Everybody look around, it's a new thing. Everybody's getting T-Rexes, you know, especially the V13, V13R. That's really doing well, and everyone's buying those. I mean, if they're gonna IPO anywhere near $7, and the stock market or the stock value grows to even $10 a share, and you have a big enough position, I mean, you could, you know, get a good return. Nothing to brag about. I guess the better question is, why are you interested in investing in this company? Like, what makes you think, you know, hey, I should do this. This looks like a great idea. What's the motivation behind it? So there's a special color that only investors get. I guess what who's talking about that? Oh, Christopher Carter. Okay. Perfect track day machine. Eat up some Lambos. Yeah, but you're talking about the investment though, not the vehicle. And it's not a new thing. T-Rex has been out. Oh, I like the Ariel Atom, man. Tushar. Ariel Atom. So you said in Florida, dealerships are selling them like hotcakes, even at that price. See, Kim say he doesn't like hot cakes. As I got deals on a few 2017 models now. See, Kim is a savage. He's a savage. He said, I don't like hot cakes. You can take your hot cakes and shove them up your ass. Now, see, Kim. You're gonna behave. You're a moderator. You need to set an example. I don't know, man. I would say I hear who was saying something about what did you say? Special color. Oh, that it's not a it's not a mass market. That's a valid concern, but that isn't always going to be a deal breaker because you don't have to be mass market to be profitable. You could have a niche market where, let's say there is a niche market for, let me see something wild. There's a niche market for Toyota Celicas with V10 engines. Right? That's a thing. Somebody started doing it. It really caught on. But most people aren't interested in a Celica with a V10 engine. Right? Most people, they think it's ridiculous. I mean, the suspension and handling doesn't match the engine or whatever it is. But for that group of people that are interested in that, they love it. And because they love it so much, the company's able to sell them at a very high price. And they're able to therefore be profitable because for every one of those V10 Celicas, they make a huge profit margin. Right? So even though it's a niche market, it's very profitable. And perhaps with that high profit margin, they could reinvest some of that money into other businesses. And if you look at it as this is a smart company, they do great things. You could say, I think they're going to be profitable, even though it's not a mass market product. And I also think they're going to be profitable because they are, I think they're going to be even more profitable in the end as well because they're going to take that profit and reinvest it in something else because that's the kind of thing this company does. They're very smart with their money. And I just know they're going to come up with something amazing. So it can work. But I don't have the knowledge enough about these vehicles to know how strong this market is. I don't know anything about the sales of this. But if I was going to invest in this, I would definitely know the answer to those questions. I would know or have a good idea of how these things are selling, how they're selling this year versus last year versus the year before, Are the sales going up, going down? Are they stagnant? I would want to look at the financials of the company. How's the company doing? How are they doing in terms of, profit? How much are they spending? How much are they making? I want to look at the growth of the company over the years. Have they kept up with the times? How have they dealt with obstacles and struggles? Are they innovative? Innovative? I don't know why I'm talking weird tonight. Is this a smart, creative company that really has a good sort of proverbial head on their shoulders? That's me getting tired now. I can't even talk. That kind of stuff. I guess there's another way to look at this. What are the risks? First of all, if you're not going to make a large investment, if you're going to buy the minimum of 700 shares, say it goes up to $14. Technically you doubled your money, but it's only $1,400. You know what I mean? The real benefit would be if you had the money to put down and wait a minute, what is this? What are they doing? It says subscription, then it says total investment 14,000. I'm sorry, 14 million. Okay. Oh, 14 million. Minimum investment $700. I think something else to consider. One of the reasons why companies go public is because, well, it's a big reason to go public. It's a way to raise money, right? So you have to also consider, why are they looking to raise money? They've been in business for a while. They've sold a lot of product. So why at this stage in the game are they looking to acquire a lot of money? Now, obviously, IPOs happen all the time for companies that have been around for a little while, and a company could be 10 years old and they finally go public. So that in itself is not the issue. The issue is the answer to the question, why? Why are they looking for money? Is it because they're struggling? And this is a way that they're looking as an opportunity to save the company? Or is it because they have plans? They want to create more products, maybe even go into a different type of product. Like maybe they want to come up with a hypersport bike, right? Maybe there's a demand in water sports, so they want to come up with some kind of a personal jet craft or whatever they're called. Watercraft, I guess, is the term. Are they looking to get into creating a hybrid vehicle, a hybrid T-Rex, an all-electric T-Rex, right? Because they see a huge business opportunity. In order to meet that opportunity, they need money. And rather than risk their own money that they have, they want to go public and use your money so that they can invest in these, major moves that they want to make, strategic moves in terms of getting into a new business, new products, So like if they're going to do an electric vehicle, they got to do research and development and marketing, promotions, all this kind of stuff. There could be a big opportunity that they want to, they want to seize, and the money from the IPO can allow them to do that. But again, the question is, why do they want to raise money? Is it because they're struggling, or is it because they have some exciting plan or just growth in general? These things are selling like crazy, but in order to meet the demand, they need to open up more locations, and they should move quickly while the demand is there. So they want to open up a new factory in 2 different locations, or what's the goal, right? These are questions that you should be answering if you're looking to invest in this company. So on the surface, I am pessimistic. I think you get the idea about that clearly by now. But before you take too much into that, consider that I'm pessimistic with limited information, right? So I don't have a lot of information saying, oh no, these aren't selling, and I heard that they closing up shop, and I don't have any negative information. What I have is a lack of positive information to say, wow, I can see why this would be a great investment. But just because I don't know about it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There could be a lot of things that would make this a great investment. So my biggest advice to you is to do your research. What is the health of the company currently? How have they been doing historically in the last 5 years, last 10 years, however long they've been in business? What's the trend been? And what is around the corner as well? Is there new markets they're looking at? There a new demand that's coming up. Maybe a lot of people aren't riding motorcycles anymore. They're more focused on comfort. So the idea of a T-Rex, maybe there's a boom coming again where a lot of guys switch from motorcycles to T-Rexes because they want to sit down and they can take their girls with them or whatever it is. Like, do your research and find out what the deal is. Why are they looking to raise money? How are they doing? How have they been doing? And what's around the corner? If I was going to invest in this, that's what I would be doing. Finding out the answers to those questions. And then based on those answers, I would make my decision on whether I'm willing to invest in this or not. And then on a final note, what are the risks? Well, the risks are, I got to read what their plans are, but a company can always go below their IPO price. So if this thing opens at $7 per share, and the demand just isn't there, you could see it fall to $7.60, $7.50, then $6, then to $5, then to $4. So potentially you invest $700 and end up with $400. You invest $1,000 and end up with $500. You invest $3,000 and end up with $1,500. Right? But that's always the risk. Anytime you invest, that's always the risk. So again, never invest more than you're willing to lose. But do your homework. And on that note, they also got deals on 2017 models, if any left. I just got a feeling I'll go to 1400 with this. See what happens, and I might grab one myself later this year. What's up, David? David in the house. They are focused on this since 8 to 10 years. Yep. I think it's because they are just surviving. They want to create more to make these things at a cheaper rate. Okay, so that's something. They are pretty expensive. I mean, it's interesting that they can sell at that price because, I mean, $60,000 I mean, you can get a really nice, like a BMW or something that's got, you know, all the luxuries. Here you're sitting $60,000 and you're on the ground. You know what I mean? It's a very bare bones type of vehicle. So the fact that they can sell it is amazing. But if they could sell these at, I mean, $30,000. $30,000. Cut the price in half. That's a little bit aggressive. Cut it in half. $30,000 for a T-Rex. So I can buy a used Porsche for 30 grand with a V6, or I can get this for 30 grand, 0 to 60 in 3.2. Interesting proposition. More locations. So the question is about them selling, right? More locations won't help if they're not selling. Good point. So if they're selling, the question is, are they selling in a limited market? So maybe for some reason in Florida, because of the weather and culture or whatever, it sells like hotcakes, and they think that we have something here and we can really, really sell. Look how much we're selling in Florida. Now we're going to open up a New York location and a Washington location or whatever. And then they open those locations and they flop because the demand that they're seeing is geographic, right? I'm just saying that's a potential, right? So they could be seeing a demand that's specific to a location where they're at, and they spend all this money investing in other locations, expecting the same sales or same results. Come to find out, they don't sell that well in these other markets. I mean, technically they should know this already, because just because they have dealers down there doesn't mean they can't sell anywhere. I mean, they can ship them to New York or any other place. So the main thing is visibility. I mean, if you're only in Florida, then no one in New York is ever going to drive by your dealership, right? But I think that's really irrelevant, because people can ship cars all over the country, and as a result, it doesn't really matter where dealerships are. I mean, if it's a nice car and it's popular, you're probably going to see it, right? So, and at this point, I'm super tired, so I'm probably going to start saying dumber things than I normally say. So, and I got to finish my work. This was crazy. I was gonna be working quietly and then checking in on you guys in the comments. I've actually done a stream like that before. So really, it's not really a video per se. It's just really a live comment session where you guys can come in and more talk to each other. You can talk to me as well, but most of the time I would be focused on work. I'm not on the comments. This is a way to stay in contact with you guys, and I haven't done any videos in a while, so I wanted to connect with you, but I am super, super tired. $60,000 for a vehicle in snow. Good to see you, C Kim. We're gonna get back at it, man. It's been too long. But one thing that's gonna be critical for success is thanks, C Kim, I appreciate it. Is I've gotta expand this craziness I was doing before of one-man show and killing myself and spending all this money and all this time pumping out videos, and I love it, but you know, there's balance. You know, you can't overdo things. I definitely overdid it. In order for me to succeed or survive, I need to finally figure out my team. This is something I approached 2 times before. 3rd time's a charm. right? I need editors, producers. I need people, good people around me to really, really get it going so it's not on my back because I'm just too busy. I mean, talk about investments. YouTube is not something I would want to invest a lot of money into and too much time. It's in my opinion a failing platform, but unfortunately there's nothing better right now. And even as a failing platform, there's still some great opportunities to be had here. I mean, being able to stream my videos live like this, and you know, the hosting of my content, and the amount of people that are on there, the audience. I mean, there's lots of great things, but unfortunately, the company is really not a good company. So it's just challenging to invest into a company that's really not really going in a positive direction. And I'm losing my chain of thought because I'm so tired. I don't know what I was saying. See, Kim, what was I saying again? Go for it, man. Chris Carter, as long as you're not investing more than you're willing to lose, then you're good to go. Right? If you don't, yeah, he says go to bed. You know, if you don't take a chance, you never get a chance to win, right? Now, I totally lost my chain of thought what I was saying, but I guess it's talking about team and stuff like that. I don't know. Go team. Both of you guys tell me to go to bed. I think I need to listen. Unfortunately, I can't, though. I got to at least wrap up what I was working on before I decided, ooh, I'm going to do a live stream. Yeah, it was a great idea. Hopefully, this was beneficial to you guys. I gave some advice and tips, you know, for someone else who was in the live stream, and I'm rambling and I'm not making any sense at this point. So at this point, I'm going to end the live stream before I embarrass myself even worse than I have already. Thanks for joining in, Christopher Carter and C. Kim. And I will see you soon.
Sometimes I feel just like I'm going too fast, but I got to slow down, 'cause it might not last. Ooh.